There you are, you. Up to no good, I bet. Well, let's just observe you for a few and see what you do. It rhymes.
Man, I hope Ben can help me out with this project.
Go for Ben.
Oh, hey Ben, it's Josh. Hey, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I don't know what you do when you're not, covered in blood or dressed up as an elf when you're not doing stuff for the channel, but I was wondering, do you got a sec?
Well, certainly. I'm just bird watching. Normal human activities. How can I help you?
Well, I just wanted to tell you, you were right. Other Josh is planning to betray me. He has not figured out that I have a secret security system here in the lair, and he does some freaky stuff down here, but I do hear every conversation he has with this Front Yard Ghoul guy.
Yikes. Well, I hate to say I told you so. We've been monitoring his multiversal phone calls for quite some time. This Front Yard Ghoul variant of yours doesn't seem too friendly, and your other talk's very buddy-buddy with him.
Yeah, Ben, we're definitely gonna have to sit down and talk about all this, multiversal, extraterrestrial activities you have going on. But anyway, I know you have some connection to some really cool tech, and one of the props that Other Josh asked me to make for him involves an iPhone, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I'm really burned out, and I need some inspiration, so I just really need your help. Is there any way you can help me out with that?
Of course! I've actually just now downloaded the plans into your brain for you to share with all your subscribers. And this device should also help you detect any multiverse portals that he should open along the way. Or, it can also be used in a sci-fi film for any practical use. Or it'll just look cool on the shelf, it's really up to the viewers.
I knew I could count on you, Ben.
Hey, isn't this like your third little device? You gotta start making other things, Josh.
Don't be a hater. I like little devices. I think they give the actors something to hold on to make them feel more engulfed in the world, or they can add, a lot of weight to the overall plot. And they're just super fun. So I like having them lying around. Sue me.
Anytime, my human friend. Now, about my part in Evil Elf on the Shelf 3.
Oh, yeah, gotta go. I'm going into a tunnel. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Wait, no. Don't you hang up on me.
Jesus. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode brought to you by Backyard Zombie. And in today's episode, because Ben was able to download secret plans into my brain, I know how I'm going to construct this little iPhone kind of sci-fi prop. Now, if you revisited our old sci-fi videos, we're using the same little Dollar Tree little gizmo. I think it's a tool table. I had another one lying around, so I'm going to add this to that build. So I'm going to quit babbling, and I'm going to show you guys what I came up with thanks to Ben. So, let's get started. Alright, well, I listed out some of the main stuff I used for this build, especially the tripod mount. I used a lot of 5-minute epoxy, and then optional is the fake iPhone and then the case. So when you're starting this build, you gotta lay everything out and kind of plan everything out. This is kind of everything I was going to be using. This metal hook I knew I really wanted to have so I could clip it to something. And this tripod, which is very cheap on Amazon, you can use as your base, and then I use the tool table as the base. And then here's the fake phone, and I didn't know you could buy fake phones on Amazon, but you can. And then a lot of Evil Ted pulls I know are going to really help cement this. This is the proper bolt to mount the tripod mount, and some various metal. I don't end up using that hinge though. So you got to take everything apart and then start planning things out. I was going to look at what pieces I was going to use, and then I knew I was going to have to drill the anchor and the bolt into place. So I do that, and that's where the tripod mount is going to mount. So it mounts on that bolt. And then I kind of put everything together just to see it before I took it all apart again to paint it, because I just kind of want to have a visual. And I love that the case matches the yellow right now, and then I paint it later. But now I'm going to add a bunch of greeblies, so I actually end up using a lot of the pieces from the tool table, this hotel keychain thing, as a base for another pull later. And I break out the 5-minute epoxy, but I have to sand everything down first so the epoxy has something to kind of like tooth onto. And then I have some placement tests and I get ready to epoxy. And it gets it ready right for paint. So I do a base of this like marigold, and I love the shade of yellow this came out. And I love that it's a little bit glossy and it looks really great. And then here's like the first kind of like test fit on everything, and you have that screen, you have the actual body of the prop, and this kind of makes it look all uniform. But we're going to put some decals on it first, and the decals are brought to you by Moby Co, who I love working with. I have a bunch of these lying around, and that's how I kind of like add stuff to my sci-fi props. And then I'm going to use some burnt sienna with some shop towels and go in and make everything look rusty and gross, and I love that it makes the prop look lived in. And I'm going to go through all the nooks and crannies, anywhere I think the rust would build up, go deep in there, rub the paint, and then rub it away. And I really like how this prop is turning out. I loved that it's very sci-fi, it's very different from the other prop, and I love that it has this hook that you can clip onto your belt, your backpack, and it makes it so much cooler. Overall, I love how this thing came out. So real quick, I actually ended up getting rid of this piece because when the phone was on the tripod mount on the prop, it would wobble. And so I got rid of that wobbling, and yeah. And I just can't believe that I've done now 2 of these little props. They're very different, yet very the same because they come from the same body. It's all about creativity. So I do want to thank Create Sci-Fi for continuing to inspire me and my little sci-fi props, and I also want to thank Evil Ted, because without him I wouldn't have these amazing pulls from his molds. And I hope he eventually makes new ones because they were so cool. But I think I got to make one more out of these little tool tables because this looks like there's 2 of them. I need 3. I need one that's like blue or a different color because I love how creative both of these projects have made me as a prop maker, and they're just super fun to look at. There you have it, folks. That's how I made this cool kind of phone tripod device that would be great in your next film. Now, I can't really show you how I would do like the animation style because I actually film on my 15 Pro Max, but this iPhone is a stand-in iPhone, and I think later down the line I'll probably use this in like a little short film or something, and I'll show you guys how it would look with like a custom animation here on this iPhone. But you can use your imagination. It's a screen, and it matches with the prop itself. Now, this is a brighter yellow. I couldn't really find a plastic case for my 15 Pro Max that I could spray paint to match, but I can visit for another time. But even right here, if I just remove this very easily from that, and technical difficulties, I'm a professional YouTuber, I swear, and I can just... It still works. You can tell it's a phone, but they would have phones in the future, I guess, or little devices, or maybe they're recycling old tech to make new tech, and that's how you could kind of use this for your next film, to kind of put this prop in world. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys will stick around to see what happens next with the Front Yard Ghoul Saga, because it's just going to get a lot funner and a lot weirder from here. So yeah, I'm Josh. Thank you again for tuning into this episode brought to you by Backyard Zombie, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Is that cool? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, did I move?
No, you're fine. Thank you.
My lord, I think I've been ID'd. What do you want me to do?
Let's let them think that they have the upper hand for now. But the next time you see that traitorous Zoltar, that Ben, remove him from this multiverse forever.
With pleasure.